Kung itatawag ng hearing or i-report out or it's nasa kamay na niya.
Yung magiging speech this afternoon, I don't know if you can answer if you have any idea what's going to be.
Hindi. I have no idea.
Pero so yung apprehension kasi is all over na he might declare this, he might say this.
No, I doubt it. If I'm going to venture, I guess, probably he would explain something about inflation and why we are affected by the US dollar. If I will venture, I guess, yun ang tingin ko na i-announce niya. Explain niya kasi maraming masyadong spekulasyon yung issue na yan Maraming nagbibintang sa train, nagbibintang sa excise tax, may nagbibintang sa mga traders, may nagbibintang sa mga hoarders, di ba? At meron din nagbibintang na may problema tayo sa rice. At yung rice tarification ay dapat naming apurahin. So because of that, I think this is an issue that is close to the gut of the Filipino. Therefore, yun ang ini-expect ko na i-address niya.
So nothing to worry about.
Oh, I don't see anything to worry about as far as the pronouncements of the President is concerned.
Sir, nasa na nga yung sa COC. How will that affect? Kasi ang sabi ng Comelec, it will affect the printing of ballots. You will move to reschedule the filing of the COC.
Okay, the situation is October 1 to 5 ang diniklara ng Comelec. Alright? Now, May session yon. The congressmen were asking that we declare a break so that they may go home to their respective districts and file their certificates of candidacy. If we do go into a break, can you imagine what it will be left with us? We have a break on October 11 up to November 11. And where are we now? September 11. Iiksi na naman ng 1 week yung work time namin. Samantalang kung i-declare ng COMELEC na during the break na namin ang gawin na filing ng certificate of candidacy, that will benefit the timetable of Congress. No? Now, again, it's up to COMELEC. Yung sense of the House of Representatives and the sense of the Senate is a resolution. We did not even call it a joint concurrent resolution because it will have the force of a law if we do that, di ba? So,
Isa yung expression.
parang it's expressing the sense of the Senate na dapat iusog kung kaya. So nasa kamay na nila yan, kung kaya. Kung hindi naman, we'll be sacrificing another week in Congress.
Sir, last na. How do you find this information coming from the President's camp na the Liberal Party, although I know you're not part of the Liberal Party, but the opposition, according to intelligence reports, is behind the stabilization plan against the President in this administration.
Implication, but of course, pag-uusapan pa namin and we will make the necessary decision accordingly.
Pero kinu-consider yung option na yun, umuwi muna siya.
Kino-consider namin kasi pag Korte Suprema na ang nagsalita at labagin pa rin yun ng AFP or ng Palasyo, lumalabas na wala nang respetong institusyon sa bayan natin.
Possibly ngayong araw namin makikita yan.
What we have heard only is the public proclamation of the spokesman of the Supreme Court. We will probably try to obtain a copy of the ruling first, so that it is official.
Sir, possibly today, makita namin yung...
Kung makakuha kami ng kopya ng order, Kasi kahit naman yung mga public respondents, wala pang kopya, di ba? So baka sabihin nila, wala pa kaming nakukuha, kaya mag-aaresto kami, di ba? So, well, it should be enough. Kaya lang, alam mo, mahirap tayong sa walang bahala or mahirap tayong magsapalaran sa ganyan.
Attorney, yung state appeal, hindi sa hindi pag-issue ng TRO
Hindi, no. The Supreme Court has made it clear that there is a public commitment by the President. In fact, they took judicial notice of it. And so we submit that the President is now bound by his public commitment.
So, sir,
So,
nasa kami,
well, yun nga eh. There were instances in the past that promises have been broken and things that were said were taken back. No? Minsan sasabihin nila, joke lang. No? So, that's why we chose not to allow Senator Trillanes to go home in the meantime. But now that it's the Supreme Court saying that there is that public commitment, paglabakin pa nila yan, wala nang ginagalang sa bayan natin.
Saan ba muna ni Senator yung magiging speech ni Pangulo bago siya mag-decide finally kung hindi siya tonight?
I wouldn't know. I don't know kung ano man yung... I haven't consulted him regarding that. We haven't discussed that.
Pero
So,
anong
sir,
advice
nasa-
niyo to be safe? Anong advice niyo?
Well, to be safe, siguro we will wait for the official copy of the Supreme Court's decision and we will act accordingly.
so sir, ang nasa,
Misgiving that getting out of the Senate premises would endanger his life?
Lahat naman tayo, walang kasiguraduhan sa buhay. No?
Pero
Since in this case, the Supreme Court has made a public proclamation taking note of the word of the President and the AFP, siguro we can rely on that. And if something untoward happens to him, then yung tao at yung Korte Suprema na siguro yung bahalang
Just to clarify, binigyan kayo ng 10 days na comment. So, magko-comment kayo pero hindi na kayo mag-aaral.
Hindi po kami ang binibigyan ng 10 days to comment. Yung respondent. Ang respondents po
palas,
ay si Executive Secretary, Secretary of Justice, Secretary of DILG, PNP Chief, AFP Chief. Sila yung pinasasagot. Ibig sabihin yan, kasi dalawa po yung final namin, isang petition for certiorari, prohibition, and injunction. Ang issue doon is, constitutional ba yung proclamation ng Pangulo? Tapos yung pangalawa po, may application po kami for preliminary reliefs. Para habang dinidinig ng Supreme Court yun, pahinto itong sa tingin namin ginagawang illegal. Yung application for writ of preliminary injunction and or temporary restraining order. Yun ang hindi ginrant ng Supreme Court. Yun ang dinideny. Ang sabi nila, hindi na kailangan. Kasi nga may commitment ang Pangulo. So, we are gratified that they took note of the public commitment ng Presidente. That means that this institution can no longer arrest and should no longer arrest Senator Trillanes.
sir, can you say na nasa kami ngayon ng Makati RTC yung bola pagdating sa pag-decide kung mag-i-issue ng warrant of arrest?
Marami kasing issue na nandun sa Makati RTCS. Yung unang issue dun is, pinal na ba yung desisyon na ginawa nila nung September, pareho to September 21 at September 11, 2011. Pag sinabi ng pinal na yon, kahit anong mangyari sa amnesty proclamation, hindi na pwedeng buksan yon. Baka kailangan ng gobyerno magsampa ng bagong kaso para i-declare, kahit valid yung proclamation. Kasi nga, hindi mo pwedeng i-atras ang amnesty, hindi mo pwedeng maapektuhan yung kaso na na-dismiss na. Yan ang consistent ruling ng Supreme Court. Since 1911 hanggang itong taon na to, sinasabi ng Supreme Court, pag pinal na ang desisyon, hindi mo na pwedeng galawin yan. Pwera na lang kung clerical error, may mga limited exception lang. And hindi kasama ito. Ang pangalawang issue is, dun din sa ruling sa amnesty. Sabi ng Supreme Court, sa napakaraming kaso since the 1900s, na pag ang kaso dinismiss dahil sa amnesty or amnesty is granted, wala nang pag-uusapang kasalanan at wala nang pag-uusapang offense. Nandyan din sa revised penal code na sinasabi, pag may amnesty, the penalty is obliterated. The penalty is extinguished. Wala na rin kaparusahan. So bakit mag-i-issue ng warrant of arrest kung wala ng offense at wala ng parusa? So dalawang issue na yon before the RTC. Pangatlong issue nga dyan is yung totoo ba o hindi na nag-apply si Senador Trillanes. Alin man lang dito na hindi mapakita na pwedeng i-dismiss ng Supreme Court yung application for warrant
Pero sir,
ng RTC.
Nag-file na po kayo nung sagot sa...
Nakapag-file na kami sa branch 148. Yung pong sa branch 150, kahapon lang namin natanggap yung order. Siguro po magpa-file kami doon sa mismong araw o bago yung araw ng hearing sa Biyernes.
Kanina po nang galing yung idea na sige after nag-decide sa Supreme Court, pwede na akong sa kanya mag-isip o kayo nag-list ng option.
Well, ang tingin namin, ngayong kinikilala mismo ng Supreme Court na may commitment na gano'n yung presidente, siguro walang dahilan para labagin yun ng PNP or AFP. So sa tingin namin, as a lawyer, I think that should be enough assurances and that should be taken note of by the PNP and by the AFP. No? Na Supreme Court na mismo nagsasabi na hindi nyo dapat gawin yan kasi sinabi nyo na yan.
Pwede na propose sa kanya ng option na yun.
Pag-aaralan namin yun na ano. So, ang tingin ko, that is enough assurance na hindi siya dapat arestuhin.
So sir, masaya si Senator Trillanes.
Well, we are gratified with the decision of the Supreme Court. I think it is one of the best outcomes that we could hope for under the circumstances.
But honestly, attorney, did you expect this kind of decision, or you expected a decision which is worse?
Well, it could have been worse, no? But we are happy with the decision as it is.
Sir, si Senate President Soto is giving Senator Trillanes the chance or the decision if he wants to go home or not na following this. What is the decision?
Of course, sabi nga ni Senator Trillanes, malaki yung pasasalamat niya sa leadership ng Senado kay Senate President Soto sa kanilang pag-unawa at pagtangkilik sa kanya. Napakahirap po itong nangyari sa kanya, inaaresto siyang pilit ng walang waran ng labag sa konstitusyon. No? At sa kabutihang palad, under the leadership of Senate President Soto, and of course the rest of the senators who have been all supportive, no? Despite of their differences, no? Nagpapasalamat ng malaki si Senator Trillanes to his fellow senators as well as to Senate President Soto for giving him that leeway and giving him that understanding na tindigan yung karapatan niya, no, bilang isang mamamayan at bilang isang senador.
So within today, magdi-decide.
Opo.
Uuwi na.
Opo.
Ngayon, sir.
Well, of course, we might decide to wait for the official copy of the order of the
Sir,
Supreme
bali
Court.
ano magiging primary considerations para i-consider niya finally, ito na talaga, uuwi na ako.
Yun nga, we will still make the proper assessment. No? But because we trust the Supreme Court, no? And we trust that the AFP and the President will follow the holding of the Supreme Court, I think there is a pretty good chance that we will decide na pwede na siyang umuwi.
Kasi sa tama ba, ang consideration kasi is yung pabago-bagong statement ng Presidente. So yun yung
Opo, kasi
apprehension doon.
ang problema po kasi in the past, may mga nasabi na binabawi. Ito, ang Supreme Court na nagsabi na there is not official proclamation. So siguro hindi na pwedeng bawiin yan.
Hindi yung joke.
Expecting the documents, sir, to arrive.
Humingi na kayong copy, sir?
Baka kung hindi namin makuha ngayon, we'll probably send somebody to the Supreme Court to obtain official copy.
So yun si Attorney Robles.
Ha? Tanungin ko, sige. Thank you.
Sir, sabay niyo pinagot yung
Hindi naman.
1 week ka na, sir.
Ano naman, maganda naman yung company natin dito.
Sir, can I expect an outright denial of your motion?
Well, ang sa amin kasi dito, no, the bottom line. The bottom line is hindi ma-effect yung arrest. And nauna naman sila take back ng arrest order with the pronouncements by Mr. Duterte and the AFP. So ito ngayon, parang minumute lang nila yung petition for TRO, but the effect is still the same.
So you're considering this as an parang initial victory?
Well, yes, dahil alam nyo, itong Supreme Court was heavily suspected of being partial to the Duterte administration. But this is the first time that they showed some semblance of independence. They could have outrightly dismissed the whole petition altogether, but they took a stand in some way. So
Bakit
that's
semblance
good enough.
lang? Bakit semblance?
Kasi, well, malaking departure pa rin yun. We'll take that as a...
What if may nag-attempt na arrestin kayo? Mag-resist po ba?
Well, ang sa akin dito, kung sino man yung mag-a-arrest, talagang makakasuhan ng illegal arrest. Siyempre naman, we won't be able to militarily or tactically overpower them, di ba? So we expect to be overpowered tactically. So by force, we would be going with it. Yun yung ina-avoid natin, not for my sake, but for their sake, kasi illegal yung gagawin nila, sila yung makakasuhan. Kasi ang gagawin nila, sasabihin nila, hindi, may utos sa amin si Duterte, nahuliin ka. Ibinawi na sa taas, sa Supreme Court, ay sa pronouncements niya. O ngayon, maghuhugas kamay si Duterte, teka muna, may utos na ako na, wag, laglag sila ngayon.
So do you fear for your life? Especially now na may napakalabas ng wala na kayong maraming security.
No, I don't. Dahil alam din naman ng mga sundalo that and mga pulis that if they do anything bad sa akin, kinalaunan sila din yung malalaglag dyan. Sila rin yung makukulong. Nakita naman nila yung nangyari kay former Senator Ninoy Aquino. Yung mga nakulong, yung mga sundalo at pulis na nagbantay. So sila rin yung tatamaan,
So
hindi
para sa
naman
inyo,
yung mga
safe
mastermind.
na umuwi na muna kayo?
Ano to? Yun na nga ang pinag-uusapan namin at we're coordinating closely. So I can do it tonight or tomorrow.
But will you ever get rid of the risk na ma-arrest kayo? Kasi pwede naman ngayon pag-coordinate nyo, okay sa kanila, pero pag lumabas kayo, bawi.
Well, pagka ginawa nila yun, edi ito na yan. Kumaga, they run the risk of getting cited for contempt by openly defying the Supreme Court decision. And at the same time, we will have all the legal remedies available to us to let's say habeas corpus and the filing of appropriate charges to these arresting personalities.
Giving you the leeway naman to decide whether to stay put ka or
So mag-uusap kami. We will convey our decision to the Senate President later on.
Sir, canceled yung address to the nation ni President. Sa tingin nyo, it has something to do with your case?
Most probably, and among others, baka yung kanilang fantasy about this
Ay, tuloy na pala,
ouster
sir.
plot.
Tuloy na daw.
Bawi, tuloy pa rin.
Oh,
So, bawin mo rin, sir.
Tuloy na pala.
Huwag na natin yan. To be continued tayo mamaya.
Pero sir, speaking of this before the Supreme Court, meron pa kayong PRs of dismissal of the TRO and you just took the gamble?
No, alam nyo kasi talagang, ano ito puti at itim itong pinag-uusapan. Walang gray area dito. Walang abogado except siguro dun sa mga abogado ni Mr. Duterte ang naniniwala rito. So talagang there is no legal theory that will support their absurd allegations and assertions.
Sir, will you
So
monitor
you are
the...
confident in the partiality of the SC justices?
Well, this is a test case. And yung initial na decision nila was a welcome development because it was also a show of their independence so far. So far.
So sir, ang susunod yung babantayan naman yung magiging decision ng Makati RTC.
Yes, doon yun sa factual side. Pero yung sa constitutional side, that's another matter. I believe it's going to be a very difficult proposition for the administration to defend it. Kasi talagang walang legal leg to stand on.
Sir, will you be monitoring the President's speech later at 3 p.m.? Will you be monitoring that?
Yes.
Sir, sabi ni Secretary Roque, talaga daw parang P1
linking back to the recruitment and the staff plan against the investor.
Alam nyo, yan yung mga fantasies nila, no? Dati na yan, di ba, yung mga drug list daw, mga, ang dami raw niya, may hinahawakan siya mga papel. Wala yun eh. May pinakita ba sa atin? Wala eh. Di ba? And iba yung mga hinuhuli. Yung mga top drug lords talaga ay talagang inaano niya, sinasanto niya. Kasi mga kaibigan niya. Categorically hindi po totoo. At alam niya ng mga intelligence units.
Di ba sir, nagsabi Secretary Lorenzo na ang threat from the communists
Yes.
lang at wala doon sa Dilawan or opposition?
Yeah. Kung merong lakad yung mga komunista, lakad nila yon. Di ba?
Kayo kasama, sir?
Hindi kasama
Ayaw
doon.
niyo sumama?
Merong statement si Panelo that those who were generated like you, their honesty would also be subject to scrutiny. Mukha bang baback na sila?
Alam mo, no? I feel like really going down pagka pilit kong abutin si Mr. Panelo eh. Kaya I won't even dare. I won't go down.
Anyang bubulong sa amin?
Any initial reaction from the family once you related to them?
Well, ano naman, ever since the family is in high spirits, and we were very, very confident that we will end up victorious in all of this, not only legally and morally, more importantly.
What's the first thing that you do after you return?
The first thing that I did, well, we have to digest it and to make sure that we are on the same page in as far as interpreting the Supreme Court decision. But yun naman, we got it right.
In disbelief initially, maliwanag mo nga sa akin,
Hindi, ganito, no? Ang kuwang kasi dito, it was so carefully worded na merong face-saving way out para kay Mr. Duterte, but at the same time, protecting my rights and the rights of similarly situated individuals in the future. So, that part, talagang masaya tayo that the Supreme Court stood up, at least doon.
Sir, pag nakaramdam kayo ng threat na aalis na kayo, babalik ulit yung
We'll see. Baka, hindi na, natural. Baka tutuluyan na nila ako. Di ba? Yan.
So sa balutan na ulit kayo sir?
No. Wala na.
Pero hindi sure today, sir, no? Hindi today.
Hindi pa. Pag-uusapan namin kung ano.
So today or tomorrow?
any message to your supporters kept on visiting?
Well, this ordeal is not yet over. By no stretch of the imagination. The Duterte administration is hell-bent on putting me away in whatever form. But nonetheless, I'm very, very grateful to all those who have been with us physically here, those who spent a lot of time joining the vigils outside, and those extending their prayers all over the world for my safety and the well-being of our democracy. And of course, the media, you have been here with us. You have been very, very helpful in conveying our information. So, malaking bagay po yung presence ng media.
As a
Salamat
Senate
sa inyo.
leadership
Salamat.
for allowing you sir to...
And definitely, the last but not the least, the Senate leadership under Senate President Tito Soto for upholding the dignity and integrity of the Senate as an institution, as well as the other senators, because we're all in this together. Okay?
Sir, salamat.
Thank you.
Sir, after this,
Ay, sorry.